Not yet. Is it working?
Not sure I'm qualified
Okay.
to run this thing.
We'll call the meeting to order. Okay, we have approval of the minutes. The February 8th minutes, I do have a couple corrections on that. Basically, when we were talking about the financials, which would be the first big paragraph if anybody's following along, it says, Thomas told Zimmerman that it was not acceptable to transfer funds. And it should read without city commission approval. That's what I actually said. So we just add that on there. And then I got a copy here. You can have that.
Sure.
And then the next one is on page 2, under the motion to switch to chloramines by Keith and seconded by Dwayne. Kind of in the middle, it says, Thomas states the rest commissioners have very little knowledge of water treatment. There's a lot of information for them to take in with no prep and to understand before the meeting with only 1 month's notice, which what it actually should say is a lot of information for them to take in with no prep and no information supplied before the meeting. And that's what I said, because I reviewed it. And those are the two that I would like to put in as corrections in the minutes. So with those, does anybody make a motion to accept the February 8th minutes?
I move that we accept the February 8th minutes.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion further? Keith?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Wayne? Aye. Okay, so you can have these.
Thank you very
And I
much.
put add on that one, and then I put change on that one. So
Thank you.
there you go. Okay, February 16th minutes. That was the meeting of, we were discussing the street project. So we have a motion to accept those minutes.
I move that we accept the February 16th minutes.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay. Any discussion on that? Pete?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, and then the February 22nd minutes, which was the sufficiency of protest meeting. And I will make a motion to accept those minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion on that?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, and then we got approval of the financial statements. I had a question that I asked Sharon about just before the meeting started, and I will have to talk to Joan about that. I think that's going to affect the approval of these. So.
Can we table that?
Oh no, it's not going to affect it.
It won't?
Okay, no. I think it's just why it's put in that fund and not a different
Oh,
fund.
okay.
Pretty minor.
Clarification.
Okay.
Yeah. So do we have a motion to accept the financials?
I move that we approve the financial statements.
Okay. A second.
I'll second.
Any further discussion on that? Keith?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Wayne? Aye. Okay, now it says transfer of funds from water treatment account to new account at a higher interest yield. Sharon, can you tell us anything on that? Or?
Yes, we had talked about opening a new account for the water treatment plant for the high interest with the money market account. And so we are looking at transferring over $454,521.49. That is leftover money from a previous grant that we had. It was kept in reserve for possible work on the intake that may be needed to be done in the future.
What was the total?
It was $454,521.49. And so it's only the excess that we would like to put in that money market account.
Okay, and what's the interest rate on that?
I think it's 0.35 if I'm right.
And we were getting, you don't remember?
0.15, it's quite a bit of difference.
Oh, so it's 0.20.
It's something like that.
Well, it makes sense to me, we get more interest. Does that have to stay in there for so long, or?
No,
Okay.
and with the money market, you can still write checks on it if you need to.
Okay. Okay, a motion to approve the transfer funds?
I will move that we transfer the funds to the higher interest yield.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, second. Motion and second. Any further discussion? Steve?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
Aye.
aye. Okay. Scotts.
I've presented a petition to the commission to ask to vacate the 20 feet of the official alley behind our building to us in order that we can build and expand our building. The alley proper on the plat, which I made 4 copies, I didn't know if you guys have gotten copies or not, is actually, the official alley is actually north of the current alley that's being used as the alley. And so if we vacate, would ask the city to vacate that alley with the portion that's our property, adjacent our property to us, the portion that's adjacent to the iceberg, and then the rest of the property would be to the city, from the city.
Right.
I have contacted the Parks Board because the property on the other side is Park Board property, which I found out after the fact, after I wrote this, that it was a separate entity from the city. I am going to their meeting on the 16th. They had said that, the 2 verbal I talked to, I've talked to Todd and Joe, that just the initial of, making it official that their part of the property stays the alley, and then they're going ahead and letting us have that 10 feet. That was because the understanding I have, when you ask to vacate the alley, it goes 50% to the one side and 50% to the other. But we have asked them to go ahead and let us have all 20 feet. And as I said, I'll bring that to their meeting on the 16th. So I'm asking the city on behalf of the iceberg and Scott's to vacate the alley in doing that. I have had the utilities marked. The gas is the only one that is close enough that we were looking at building back 25 feet. And we're roughly 16 feet now to our property line. The additional 20 would be 36 feet from the back of our building. We were looking at extending 25 feet. That may put us in the easement for the gas line. Haven't got that confirmed yet, and if it does, then we would have to be, we're thinking it might make us have to be like 22 feet,
Yeah.
23 feet too. And then we have, if the city agrees and we go forward this, then we will pay to have an official survey done, so that we know exactly where we're at on everything.
Does everybody understand what's going on here with this?
I want to make sure I know the exact area. Can you just show me on right here we'd be talking about?
Okay,
This area here?
Yes, our official property line is a stake
Yep.
right here. So the official alley on the plat, if you look at this picture, goes from our property line,
The dedicated alley?
yeah, the
Kind of
dedicated
where
alley
about the
to,
pole is.
it's right at the pole, based on my measurements, roughly.
Okay. So it won't affect the alley that's actually being
The
used?
the actual pavement that's there is entirely on Park Board property. And the curbs actually come down, and around, so I mean, there's no access to it. And I think that was probably done originally because of the Memorial Hall, because otherwise the alley would have been right up to the back of the Memorial Hall, So, because, the Scots want to add on, and I'm not sure what Iceberg wants to do, but.
I mow it anyway.
Well, and that's
right.
just it, it didn't make any
Parking.
sense to ask to vacate
Right.
part of the alley.
Exactly.
Halfway down the alley, and then
Mhm.
at some point, if ever,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
doing that again. And the other reason for our timing, and I don't know if the water and sewer line got marked yet. There's a question with
Sewer
that,
goes
or
out the front.
if there's sewer or water.
The water to the hall though is.
That's gonna be replaced, right?
It's gonna be replaced, but that would be in the way, right, as it is right now, right?
I don't know.
We don't know where it's at.
We don't know.
It's right along, yeah, there's a curb stop out in the boulevard that pretty
That-
much runs straight over to where the hall is.
That curb stop is behind the hall,
Yep.
About 4 feet.
so that's,
But and again, that's something we would look at, if it's something that, if it's just a single water line to there, and in order for us to build where we want to, it needs to be moved, then we would
Right.
look at having to incur the cost
We-
of moving it.
We're actually looking at replacing that in this year's project, so I'll just make sure that it gets moved
Well,
far
and that
enough
was,
away.
that was the whole point of us pushing this now, so that if we gotta move water lines, we have to hook up into the new sewer line, let's do it while the streets are tore up and we're doing it anyway.
Right.
So that's what's pushing us, our timeline right now, to tie it in with what the rest of the system
Yeah.
is.
Well, I mean, Scott's a thriving business. I'd love to see him grow. You know, we're very lucky to have him in town. I mean, I don't see an issue with it myself. I think it's a no-brainer. I don't know, what does everybody else think?
More
Yeah, I don't see
questions for me?
an issue.
You know, they're gonna incur all the costs, you know, so, yeah. And, you know, their idea is not to build all the way to the existing pavement that's being used as an alley. You know, they still, because there's easement through there, they're still gonna have to leave, you know, at least 10 feet,
Yeah,
you know,
that's,
So you'd still be able to park back there or
Yes.
whatever.
yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, when we just estimated it, we say, all right, if we build 25 feet, then we're about 10 feet from the start of the official alley. But the gas line, we said when we found out the gas line is, where the gas line is, it depends on the easement. If it's, because we're about, the 25 feet put us about 5 feet from the gas line.
Mhm.
So if it's a 7-foot easement, then we'd be
Right,
a little shorter than that.
Yeah.
right.
I have to find that information out
Right.
yet. But we would build to where we could.
Okay, and I don't know if if we do a resolution on that, or if we actually do an ordinance, you know, because we had to do an ordinance to de-annex some land to do it. We'd have to check into that. But I would make a motion that we look favorably on this, and we, you know, continue to support it, and, you know, once the proper paperwork is done and figured out, then we move along with it.
I'll second that.
It's kind of hard to write that, right? Is there any other discussion on, any questions, anything from anybody?
Are you guys on a time restraint where you need a final decision from everybody by a certain time so you can get?
Not really. Again, as long as we can move forward, and, you know, the biggest thing is tying in with the city street project. I don't want to have, you know, the city street done and the alley repaved, and then, oh, we have to move water line, and then we have to pay additional costs to have to repave, and
Right.
Since we're doing it, you'll move it, that'll be perfect.
and then whatever, if there's a cost associated, that's a, you know, a
Right.
change to cost from it, then we would pay that difference,
Right.
obviously.
And I would think by next month, we'll definitely know, you know, kind of what's going on, I would hope, so.
Yeah, I have, thanks to you, the chapter from the ordinances of opening and vacating that, and there's just to give a little bit more.
Yeah.
The petition should be filed, and then there needs to be, if you agree that it should be expedient to consider such a petition, the petition needs to be filed to give, so that they notice of publication once a week for 4 weeks. And that then the hearing on the petition would be, you shall investigate and consider.
Mhm.
And then it should be report of the committee favoring the granting of the petition, the governing body by a resolution passed by 2/3 of the vote of members.
So really, we need to get that published for 4 weeks in the paper, and then for a public hearing, and then, and then we'll have the public hearing, and then we'll do a resolution after that. Got it? Good.
And then in the meantime, I'm not sure, because I've never done this either, of what needs to be done with like the abstract office and
Right,
property deeds and things like that. I will investigate that.
right. And I think generally when we do like a public hearing, the city will put that in the paper for you to make sure it's correct. And then, you'll just, you'll get a bill for that.
Okay.
Right, Sharon?
Yep, that's
Then we'll set up a time for the public hearing. Actually, we're on March 8th. Our next meeting's on the 12th, so if we actually had it before, we could set it up for, say, April 11th, because our meeting's on the 12th.
You just want to do the public hearing before the meeting?
What?
Like,
Oh, right before the meeting?
we've done that before too.
Just do it at 6.
Oh, we can do it. I suppose we could do it on the 12th at 6, yeah. Yeah, why don't we do that? So,
That's plenty of time.
yeah, I'm sure we do. So April 12th, that's our meeting date. Yeah, that gives 1, 2, 3, 4, oh yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
we can't get it this week anymore.
No, I know,
Oh,
but if you
okay.
get it in, you get it in here, 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 and here, then that would be the
Yeah.
5th week.
Okay.
So if you get it in next week,
Yeah,
it would be good.
yep, okay.
All right, we still have to vote on this, so.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Noel?
Hi.
Dwayne?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
What was the date again? April what for the?
April 12th at 6 o'clock
Okay.
p.m. And that's right before the city commission meeting, so. Okay. Let's see. Who's here? Dave Pyre.
We'll make this quick. You inform Larry what we're here for?
I haven't yet, I can.
Yeah, this is the plans. We're gonna change some, up there by the trailer court, we wanna change it from mobile home park to commercial. And then, we're gonna look at putting in a senior citizen development. You got your copy, Larry?
I don't need one, yeah.
You don't need one?
No,
Okay.
I want to get Sharon one, no.
This is what she lays out as, and we gotta have, we're asking for 2 feet of variance on each side, so they'll fit in there. This project has a long ways to go yet before I can get it cleared, but I think the meeting today is to get the okay from you guys for turn it to commercial and to the 2-foot variance,
For a
right?
zoning change and a variance.
Yeah.
Basically, we had a planning and zoning meeting, and, Dave and Tammy were there to present this, and what they want to do is the north end of their lot, the trailers are up there by the car wash up there, they want to turn that into, I believe it's a
Senior citizens.
senior assisted rent or whatever.
Yeah,
Something, or low income, whatever.
Not so much, senior citizen housing is what it's
Okay.
gonna be for.
Okay. And anyway, so there'd be 6 lots that they're taking out, moving the trailers out, and we'll go with the zoning first. The planning and zoning recommended the zoning change, with the stipulation that, if this falls through, then it would revert right back to mobile home park. And, basically, a change like this is good for 1 year, and if things happen where, he needs to get funding or whatever, and it stretches out, he's, reapply. So, but the, planning and zoning recommended a pass on the zoning change.
we move on that right now?
Yes.
I move that we allow the change to commercial for the Dave Fire line.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second
Okay, any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Huh?
Aye.
Right?
that. Aye.
Aye. And then the next is basically in a commercial zone, you're supposed to have 10 feet on each side. Well, originally, Dave brought in a plan, and since then he's made a few changes, and he's trying to get, as much space as he can, with what he has there. So, planning and zoning, recommended a pass on a 2-foot variance on each side. So instead of having 10 foot on each side, you would have 8. So.
And there's just park board.
There's park on one side,
Yep.
and then there's the bank with,
Yeah.
and with utilities along on the other side. So nobody can even build close to it.
No, the utilities, normally your utilities are 50-50, but when that trail court got cut up, first, the way it was cut up, the utilities all ended up on like the bank side, not on the trailer court side. So we're in good shape, and they can't build over the utilities.
No.
Nobody can build within, and the other side, you got the ditch, and you got
A hedge.
the hedge there, and the park board told me they'll never take that hedge out, or that nobody's ever gonna build in that ditch. There ain't nothing there.
Yeah,
This is a
and-
good project for the city.
And the nearest, we had a public hearing, and the nearest neighbor to that, he didn't have any problem with it, so. So I would recommend I will motion approval on the 2-foot variance on each side for the fire project.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Noel?
Aye.
Dwayne?
Aye.
Aye. Easy as pie, Dave.
You guys are easy to get along with. I hope the rest of my goals this
Thank
easy.
you.
I'll be moving trailers by spring.
Well, good luck, man.
You bet. We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, let's do who's on here. Hi, come on
Thanks,
up.
Larry.
We'll get you going here.
This won't take long
There
either.
you go.
Did you talk to, has Joan brought you guys up to speed a bit on what I was proposing, or the information we had brought to him?
No.
Probably not. What I have done is taken a look at, in the normal course of business, bond issues can quite often be refunded, just like refinancing your house, once you meet the call date. Your 09 bonds are currently callable May 1st of 2016, so in a couple months. And it's our job to take a look at those, see if we can save you some money. The outstanding rates on the 09 bonds go from about a 3% out to a 4.20. I think it's right in there, but 3 to 4% bonds, and we're proposing to refund them with 1 to 2% bonds. There's 8 years remaining on the 09 bonds, and the new bonds the maturity would remain the same. All we're doing is changing the interest rates, reducing your payment every 6 months. Joan won't notice, the city won't notice there's been any changes. There's a $20,000 cost of issuance to do the refunding, but we're projecting savings to be between $97,000 and $104,000. No brainer. That's the bottom line. I've talked to Joan also, just so you guys know, you've got an 06, an 07, and 08 issue outstanding as well. They're all currently callable, but there's not enough. The 06 bonds are paid off May 1st, 16. And then the 07s and 08s have got a couple years left. There's not enough maturity to capture some savings by reducing interest rates to justify the cost of issuance to go forward. It could be done, but I actually did talk to her to see if there's any funds in those sinking funds of each of those issues to see if you could pay off those bonds or reduce them. You can call bonds. If you owe $90,000 on the 07s and you have $50,000, you could. At the end of the bond issue, you're supposed to use any additional funds in it for that anyway. And you've been assessing more than you've been paying, so it accumulates and grows over the years. So that's an option we'll look at as well.
Okay.
And then even in the 09 bonds now, she didn't get back to me because of basketball and stuff, but the 09 bonds may have a sinking fund balance that we could use. And if you got, so you got $1,125,000 outstanding on the 09 bonds. If you had $50,000 in the sinking fund extra, I don't mean take it all, but you could pay down, you could then refinance $1,075,000 and save the interest. So
Sure.
a couple of things we'll look at.
Okay,
Just
sure.
asking you guys to authorize us to, the general concept to go ahead with the refunding analysis and refunding of these 09 bonds, if it works. And I do the issue just as I've done with all the others. If interest rates go up in the next 2 months, they won't, but it's the world. If interest rates go up and the savings go away, we cancel the bond sale, there's no fees to the city,
Okay.
there's no risk to the city.
Okay.
If we can't come back with interest rates that we're looking at our savings that justify doing the deal,
Okay,
then we don't make anything, that's our risk.
sure.
So we'll do it as quickly as possible,
Cool.
but it normally takes 6, 7, 8 weeks to
Okay.
get it done.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So that's where I'm at, and it doesn't require anything other than maybe in the minutes that you authorized Doherty Company to complete a refunding of the 09 bonds.
Here it says refunding 06 and 09, but 06, it's just 09, right?
09, yeah.
So I will make a motion to have Mike Manstrom and his company, check into the refunding of the 2009 bond.
I'll second that.
That works, right?
Thanks, Chris.
All right. And that was a good enough motion? That's
Yeah,
all we
yeah,
need in the minutes?
that's perfect, yeah,
Okay.
just something in the minutes, there's no contracts, no signing. no.
Okay. Any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
aye.
If we sell some bonds for you, save you some money, you might have to sign a couple documents. but
Okay, we love
Up to
it.
this point, we're rocking and rolling. Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
thank you, Mike.
See you guys.
Mark, no, here? No?
He is trying to restart the beautification committee. He's gonna be retiring, coming up pretty soon, and he wants to start cleaning up the parks in the community and make cutting down some dead trees. He's willing to, kinda be the charge person of it, so if people wanna work with him to get the parks cleaned up again, he'd be willing to be the go-to person for that.
So we don't, the beautification committee is,
It's not really active right now. I mean, it's in place, but there's really not any action going on, and he kind of wants to restart it.
Well, I think if he's gonna concentrate on parks and stuff, he really needs to talk to the park board. You know what I mean? Maybe he should start there, and,
yeah.
or, I don't know. Is that an official committee that,
I think isn't it one we set up though?
It is a committee.
Yeah, I think
I
it's we
know
set
it's
up.
and when did they disband or whatever, or when they kind of go by the wayside? It wasn't
I'm
that
not
long
sure,
ago,
I
right?
don't know exactly. It was before I started.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. I remember.
I'm wondering if we shouldn't at least move and say we support that endeavor, or since it is a committee under the city commission.
He just wants to get it kind of active again, and there's a lot of dead trees in there in the parks, and he kind of wants to cut them down. If they want to come down and help and take the wood, they can. He just wants to make it so it's a nice, clean area for people to use again.
If somebody wants to make the town look better, I'm all for it,
Maybe it's something we should just wait till he comes on
I would
and
think
talks
so.
to us.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Probably table it, invite him to a meeting, I suppose.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Special Assessment Assistance Program, 2016 application with new income guidelines. So is this, do we have applications or is it just new
This is-
guidelines?
Well, the application is what we've had previously.
Okay, we haven't had any now. To act on.
Well,
tonight.
we haven't
Okay.
handed any of them out. We
Okay.
want your approval of
Yes.
them.
So you guys set up the guidelines?
They were the ones that were set up previously. All the guidelines were previously set up from when they started, like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, because I thought it said new income guidelines.
Yeah, we just changed the income guidelines. We called the North Dakota Housing Development.
Okay,
And we got what the median income was from them. And we changed the percentages to match their
Is-
information.
Is that in here somewhere?
It should be
towards the
on
bottom here.
Oh, it is.
page 30 with the new guidelines, the amounts. Fargo has a program and we follow their program that they do, for the most part.
This is in here.
Yes.
That's 35, it says on mine.
There's also another one on 30, page 30, bigger printout
Oh,
of
here we go, okay.
29,
Got
sorry.
it. Oh,
29, 30.
never mind. Anyway, so how much did it go up, do you know? From last time?
Okay, last year the median income was 67,651, and it dropped down to 62,813.
So it dropped?
The income dropped.
The median income dropped. Yeah.
That means more people would be eligible. Yeah. So then all of these numbers are different from
Yes,
last year?
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm. They all follow suit with what
sure,
was there.
what percentage, whatever.
Yep.
Okay. You know, this is a place to help, you know, people with, you know, having a little tougher time making it, you know, with their assessment, their water and sewer assessment. Makes sense to me.
Because if you're okay with this application, then we'll print them and send them out to the class, people that receive assistance. And then we advertise that, or we put it on that announcement and stuff that they're
Or
available.
whatever, yeah.
Mhm.
So now you'll be able to you'll have a higher, you could have a higher amount of salary or income and be able to get on this.
Well, the median income actually dropped from
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, for example, if one person makes $37,000,
Yeah.
they'd get assistance.
Yeah, yeah, I realize that, it's just, I don't know.
We would.
My only thought is someone's gonna have to pay.
Well, this comes out of the 1 cent sale.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Someone's gonna pay.
Yeah.
Yep, we contacted the housing department to get the numbers. They have the most accurate numbers.
Yeah.
I will say we really haven't had a lot of people
No,
asking
yeah,
for
no,
it.
that's true. And my only thing is with the higher incomes, I kinda question that a little bit, you know, especially the 60%, you know, and, you know,
Well,
I don't have a problem with the
yeah, I guess,
program
you know,
itself,
if it's
just-
one person in the household and you make, you know, $25,000, you know, you get $75 or 75% of just the water and sewer, you know? Which $25,000 isn't very much.
Yeah, I realize
Yeah.
that, you know, but if you have 8 kids and you're making $73,000, I really, you know,
Yeah, you
might
don't
have to
get
make some decisions.
You don't get 50%, but you have 8 kids, man, sorry.
I guess you already made some decisions. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What does anybody else think? Noel, Dwayne, what do you guys think?
If that's what the income guidelines are, then I think we should follow them.
Yeah. So does anybody want to entertain a motion? For or against?
I will move that we change the 2016 application income guidelines to $62,813.
Okay. I will second that. Any further discussion on that? So now the percentage of a change on that is really not that much, is it?
No, it's not.
I mean, you figure it's $5,000 on $60,000, that makes it like, what? What's percentage? Jasper, what's percentage?
What?
5,000 from 60, out of 60,000. That's like
8.3.
8.3? It's really not that much. Okay, any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Noel?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Makes sense. Help them out if you can, you know. Jasper, you wanna get out of here? Should we bring you forward, or what?
Sure.
You know what, we can skip around a little bit, give them a chance to get home at a decent time. Come on up.
Not 100% sure what you have first on your,
2016 street and utility project.
what do you have in here?
If I may say, before we start, that mailing that was sent to everybody on the project, basically it said, I can't believe nobody caught this. Chris came up to me this weekend and showed me this. It says, you know, for the sewer and water improvement districts, Second Avenue, it says from 3rd Street to 8th Street. On both of them, it's actually from 5th Street to 8th Street. So, can't believe nobody caught that. Just a little correction there, so. Okay.
That's where that guy was talking about 3rd Street at one of the last meetings.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where he
Yeah.
got that, honestly.
I know, right, yeah, I didn't either, so,
That's through the coulee there, and
yeah.
in your printed out packets, there should be an estimate for the McLean County Resource Center, $7,600 total at the bottom. I may want to order here.
You go in where you want, where's this on?
The second page.
Second page.
Oh,
So, Joe and Larry and myself met with the McLean County Resource Center. They kind of showed us what they're planning to do over there on their lot as far as their new building, and parking was kind of the big topic of discussion. And I actually thought they were gonna be here tonight, but they were, I guess, kind of requesting at that time that, you know, that they're gonna want some off-street parking, similar to, like the drugstore there, that's right, you know, up the street. So I guess the big question I think they had is, you know, would the city be willing to include that in the street project? And that brings up a number of questions, obviously, is, you know, who's gonna pay for that?
Kind of
And,
like the drugstore, what do you mean by that?
Where there's.
You can
where you
cut in, you
pull
know,
pull in.
okay.
Yeah.
it's the same by the swimming pool,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the project goes, we weren't really anticipating much along that curb line. So it, you know, to do what they're asking to do, it obviously, I mean, we put together an estimate so you guys could see some of that. So, you know, we'd have to rip out all that curb, and put that, you know, parking area in there. So I guess I'm bringing it to you because we met with them and said we would, you know, I'd put a price to it and present it tonight. And I more or less need to know, is this something that the city wants included in the design of the 2016 street project or not? And, you know, the more I thought about this, the more, you know, it could go either way. I mean, there's nothing to say that when they're actually ready to build, they can't put this parking area in. I think they're looking for, I thought it was mentioned, I don't wanna speak for them, that they might look to 1 cent sales tax for this parking area.
That's what I had suggested to him. I said, you know, it would be, I thought it would be really hard for the city to say, yeah, we're gonna, you know, bill everybody for your parking area. I really, you know, didn't really think that was correct, you know, or the way we should do it. But I said, you know, I mean, they are a service organization, you know, basically, and I said, you know, you might want to consider going to the 1 cent sales tax for at least part of it, so.
But I would assume we'd want to put it into the project, though, as far as to make sure we don't do it after the fact.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it right and have it the way we want it. instead of tearing stuff up after the fact and,
Right.
you know.
I mean, I do agree, you probably would get the best finished product out of that. You know, they can always go back in and tear the curb out and put, I mean, we're gonna end up having to put a big valley gutter through there just because of the amount of water that goes down 7th Street. You know, look at that parking space pretty carefully, because otherwise it could ride up into that parking area. I mean, there's a lot of water, I guess, that goes down there, so, you know, maybe some of my hesitations is that the way they're doing their building is that, you know, that where you pull in, basically you pull in and then there'll be a sidewalk that matches up against their building. So, you know, I'm in some ways gonna be kind of dictating there. If we do build it, you know, I'm basically dictating their finished floor elevation, and I'm a little, I mean, I don't mind doing that, but, you know, I don't want the finger pointed back at me, like, why is this so high, or, you know, something like that. I'm just throwing it out there right now that, you know, that, so it's easier if you're designing things together, but I know they're, you know, lagging behind, I think, is to where they're gonna be at. I mean, I think, to me, it sounded like they're probably gonna take all of this year, you know, to get their funding secured and get, you know, things in order to be built next year. So I mean, it's not, you know, from my perspective, it's not a big deal to include it in the design, but I just kind of need to know that, you know, up front there, you know, it is more work for us definitely to do it, so.
Well, what does everybody think about, like, their funding, you know, because basically, I mean, this would be up to them to pay this cost, you know, and, I don't know, like I said, I feel that, you know, the city should not assess this citywide, this part of it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how everybody else feels. You know, and I think that's kind of a decision we need to make, that, you know, do we say, yes, we'll help you with this, or do we say, no, it's on your own, you can go to 1 cent sales tax and see how far you get? Or do we just say, you know, entirely up to you to pay for it, however you do it, it's your choice, you know?
Wouldn't this be a situation where it could almost be part of their specials?
Yes.
Well, I suppose that's an idea. But once again, it's still up to them.
Yeah.
Right. But I think they were, I
Yes.
think initially they were wondering if, first of all, we would consider it, right, and then if we would help fund it.
Yep. So that, I guess that might be a way to get it rolling in a quicker fashion, if you could get them to agree that, you know, yes, we're willing to incur this through the specials, you know, and then they can always go after 1 cent sales tax after
So
that.
you need to talk to their design person or engineer to kind of.
They have they're just using a builder. But yeah, I will definitely, we'll look at it, you know, pretty hard to make sure that, you know, the building elevation is gonna make sense.
Yeah.
How far would the building stick out from the alley?
How far from the alley will it be? Was it 12.5 feet on either side? I know it's 12.5 feet from Second.
Say the front of the building to the street.
Oh, to 7th Street? It'd probably be 30 feet.
At least 30 feet. Because you'd have 20 feet at least for parking, and then you'd have a sidewalk, and then the building, so 25, 30 feet probably.
And then they're, go ahead.
I just wonder about parking in the front of the building.
So they're also gonna build a parking lot. They have 6 lots there, I believe, so they're gonna build a parking lot on the back side of the building as well.
I think the concern was if they were at like meetings there and stuff, you know, they didn't wanna, you know, have the streets filled with
Oh,
cars,
yeah.
you know, they wanted to actually provide parking for themselves.
Yeah.
you know, and they actually, you know, we have an ordinance saying you need so many parking spots. Well, by doing this, they'll be really close to making it, so, you know, rather than, if we didn't, then, you know, they wouldn't even come close to the required number of parking spots.
And 7th Street works fine with those parking spots coming around that corner?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, as far
It's
as
not an
people backing
uncommon
out?
thing, and-
Is it?
It would be
I-
just like by the swimming pool, when you, or the playground when you come around the corner.
That's true, yeah.
The exact same thing, so, basically, right?
I guess I'm honestly of the opinion that, you know, those parking spots should be angled so that you have to be driving up 7th Street to pull in.
Okay.
Even in Chase, or even at the drugstore.
So you don't have
Yeah.
to.
So, because, I mean, you have people that could be turning onto Main and somebody's backing across 2 lanes of traffic at the same time. Larry's laughing because it happens. So,
I do it all the time.
I mean, it should be angled parking there, in my opinion, but
My opinion is that we do it right away and have Jasper
If
get it
I-
all ready and.
I guess one other thing I'd like to do, and we haven't done anything with this, but I would like to look at their lot a little bit, like the size of their lot, because if they could rotate their building or something in a different way, and not have to have this, and just build a bigger parking lot so that they don't have to have off-street parking, I think that's maybe the best
Is some of it
situation.
though for like drop off and things like that, is
Well,
that the issue?
That's in the back.
Actually,
That's gonna be in the back.
yeah, part of it's in the back, and then they wanted to have a drop-off spot for some food on Second as well.
Yeah, it would be nice if they were here.
Yeah.
I guess we're kind of in agreements that, you know, it's entirely up to them to pay for this, you know, where they find the source, you know, whether it be through specials, 1 cent sales tax, whatever, but, yeah.
So do you need us to say that it needs to be part of the project? Is that what you're asking, or?
Yeah, well, I guess I would be in favor of you guys giving me direction to proceed with including it. If, you know, we can get something from them saying they're agreeable to pay it, whether it be through their own funding, or specials, or, you know, whatever avenue they need to. If we can get something in writing from them, you know, I can have Joan
I agree with that.
reach out to them, then I'll proceed, otherwise I don't.
Well, just to move this ahead, I'll move that we add the 7th Street proposed parking area to the project under the condition that the Resource Center pays for it with specials or however they would like to do that.
And we give him the go-ahead to
Yeah, we
negotiate
give
for
him
us.
to negotiate.
Okay, I'll second that. What's your rate for that? Any further discussion on that? Keith?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Aye. We'll give her a second to wait here before you go to your next one there, Jasmine.
Well, what was on that first page? Yeah, code estimate.
What now?
On the first page, I guess, is the seal coat estimate. So this was an estimate I had put together last summer, actually, and I believe I sent it to Keith and Larry. You know, kind of outlining the seal coat for the 2013 and 2014 project area and the associated costs. I guess here tonight I believe you guys already have your funding in order through surge funding, the use of surge funding and 1 cent sales tax.
How much did we put into that? Do you remember? No? don't think we had 400,000 in there.
I think it was
Was it?
I don't recall either,
I
but
don't know.
Well, it's just,
I didn't change the estimate. so-
the estimate, well, then we must have.
Yeah, I wish I knew what that was. So basically what you need is you need the,
I guess I'm looking, if you guys are gonna proceed to this and want us to put the, plans and specs together and, bid the project, that's what my task order number 9 here is, that you guys should have. And, after penciling it out, it's, my fees are substantially less than what was on this budget, and I admit that sometimes I put those together pretty rapidly, but, a seal coat job isn't that much effort for us, honestly, and especially on the construction side, if we already have somebody up here.
I know we had talked about possibly trying to forgo as much engineering as we could on
Yeah.
the seal coat project, because, I think 63,000 is
Right,
quite a bit.
well, my task order is 25. So there should be a task order in there. Somewhere.
All right, so we're not going off of,
That was the estimate that I had put together.
So is this 3063 is history?
Yeah, yeah.
oh, so that's, okay, so that's,
That was the budget that I
Okay.
put together last.
Oh, it's the very second to last page?
Sure, that's
It is, yeah.
Okay,
so basically what you're doing is you're taking this down to 25,000 rather than 63,000, is that what you're saying?
yep.
So
then this
basically, you're
also
right
goes-
at 399,000 right now.
Yep.
And it could be even less than that because the 15% contingencies might not.
I mean, it could be.
And I'm just asking,
It could be noticeably less than this. My problem is I've done a seal coat job here where our price was, $2 and some cents a square yard. But last year in Bismarck, I saw prices that were $4, so I don't know where it's gonna be. So I erred kind of on the high side, I'm hoping. And yeah, I'd hope
think
that
it would be low.
I would hope that this is.
Oil should be cheap.
Yeah, and everything's slowing down a bit.
I mean, it would be nice if this was a $250,000 project total in the end, but I can't.
Can't guarantee it.
I was nervous to say that, but, I mean, it's gonna be somewhere in between there, I think.
Okay. And we go ahead and motion that we approve the task order for the seal coat for the $25,000.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Dwayne?
Aye.
Aye. So I need to, you got one of these I need to sign, I'm
Yep.
assuming? Okay. Project timelines.
That's the one with the yellow highlighting. Can't miss that one. So we're moving along with the plans. I do want to get a final review meeting, hopefully this month. I know you scheduled a special commission meeting for that the last time, so I kind of assumed maybe you would do that again.
Probably.
So I guess I picked kind of a couple days that I think would be good, at March 28th or 29th. If that.
Anybody scheduling?
And we don't have to decide that tonight.
It's easier though if you do.
I forgot my phone.
He doesn't have it.
Too bad.
Somehow.
Let me look. Yeah, mine's open. The only thing I have something on the 25th, I didn't have it.
Either one actually works for me, I think.
Can we hold off on this and then by then I'll look at my calendar and we can, you know, maybe pick a couple dates and then between, if one of those dates will work for me.
Is 4 o'clock good? Is that what we did last time?
Might be fun.
Can we go 4:30?
4:30?
Do 4:30.
So
Um,
either the 28th or the 29th, depending on these feedback.
Does that work for everybody?
Are you
Um,
available?
Right now, you know what, let's just get this over. I'm gonna call a special meeting on either the 28th or 29th. At least it's on the record.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll post it, which one it is.
Okay.
Okay?
So then, just so everyone's aware, in that same meeting, we'll do the resolutions for approving the engineer's plans and specification estimates, and then the resolution to advertise the project. We'll do that same meeting too. And then after that, we will do the advertisement, and then we're looking at doing the bid opening April 28th. And then on May 2nd, May is when you switch to having 2 meetings a month, I believe.
Yep.
So May 2nd, you have a scheduled meeting, I guess it's filled up there.
Yep.
So yeah, and then we can award the project that night.
Okay.
Okay.
Keith, you just let me know what your schedule is.
Okay.
And then we'll take from there. I'll probably talk with Kit too, so.
Okay.
That's all I have, I think.
That's all?
Larry, are you around this week?
Yep,
Tomorrow?
babysitting the rest of the week, so, well, I'll be in Bismarck tomorrow most of the day.
Okay.
But after that, I'll be home. For that thing signed, you mean, or?
No, I wanna come up and just look at some things with you.
Okay.
But maybe Thursday morning.
You don't mind if I bring my grandson with me?
That's fine.
He's pretty cool, you'll like.
Okay, I'll just give you a call tomorrow, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'll be gone most of the day. I got an appointment in the morning and I won't be back till probably after supper, but you can call me, you know, if you wanna line something up, so.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Anything else for me? Then I probably will take my exit and.
Don't believe so. Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Quotes from RDO. Oh, sure. Quotes from RDO, where are they? Does he have 2 quotes in there?
Yes.
There should be 2 quotes, so.
Did he recommend one over the other?
Kid or the salesman?
I was hoping he was gonna recommend one or the other. Well, let's see what we got.
Which one he?
Yeah.
So this is the official alley that's paved now is here. So
Are
this
these
is
these
what-
are both diesels, I'm assuming, or not?
Officially, this 20 feet is the alley.
I don't know how you type it reference on. They don't say.
Yeah, I know, I thought he was gonna have,
When in reality, that's curvy.
So is this something we should let,
Or proper.
wait till Kit gets here and,
So that's what we're talking about.
well,
'cause I don't really know what I'm.
You know,
Well, one's 2015 model and the other one's 2016 model.
Oh, okay.
okay, so it's a Z997 and the other one's a 1550. I don't know, I have no idea what the difference is.
Yeah, I don't
It looks to me like the $16,000 one is a 72 inch, which would be 6
So
feet.
are these tractor style or are these,
No, I don't believe so. Well, I shouldn't say that.
or are these like grasshopper style?
I don't know if they have the arm, I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably steering wheels, just like
But
you
at
got
this point, I
now.
don't know if it's our property or the city's property.
Well, you know, wasn't he saying something about, they were complaining about with the steering wheel, like their arms got tired or something, or? Wasn't it?
With the steering wheel or the arms?
Their arms got
They
tired.
were very bumpy.
Yeah.
They couldn't sit in them all day long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was about, but the summer employees were complaining about.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just needs to
they
grab
would
on.
kind of be thrown around by them.
This is my opinion, I think we move that, we buy one of them, but just, I wonder if we shouldn't, since he's a John Deere guy,
Well, that's what, I guess.
let him decide which one would be the one that we buy, since he probably knows more about
Makes
it,
sense to me.
you know?
Yep.
So we just confirm with them and then we order it then? Is
Yeah.
that okay with you guys?
What do you think?
Yeah, we'll just leave the decision up to you.
Okay.
We'll approve the purchase.
Because there's only two choices, right?
Yeah, it's just the two here.
We'll approve the purchase. and-
Exactly where they're going to move them.
Okay.
So you're gonna make that motion.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll move that we buy a new John Deere lawnmower from RDO from these two choices, and Mr. Baumann will let you know which one is the choice.
I'll let him make choice, yeah. I'll second that. Sure, Dwayne will say yes. Should we wait? I suppose we should.
For voting.
Yeah.
But then there's concrete steps that go out too.
Well, if it's wrong, he gets in trouble.
Yeah, when we.
He knows more about that than I do, that's for sure.
When we took over in that stretch, there was trees grown into that ground. And it was full of bricks and mass, and we moved it out and kept it, moved it down, but something needs to be done because it's just like mud. And it's basically, what's in there is the runoff of their roof and our roof. You know, it isn't water running down the street because it can't get in there. But like I said, that's what I wanted to kind of wait and
Okay.
see what you think, and then, because as I said, if we're gonna do this and do our construction. and-
Sharon, did they ever send somebody down in our way to check out,
And
I
then
guess,
one other
I don't know, what is it called, that
This-
our meter was going out in light?
The light?
Yeah.
This in the alley, that's-
I know Joan called on it.
That is, okay.
Mhm.
I haven't heard it lately, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, I know she called on it.
You should have saw me walking around the neighborhood trying to find out where that sound was coming. Beeping.
Well,
Evidently they must have fixed it.
I think they did, because I haven't heard it.
We get freight delivery by semi.
I know we called on it that day.
Anyway, the noise has left my head.
Pull
That's
it
the main
back
thing.
into our dock. If that's going to be an issue, I need to look at other arrangements to get the freight.
We have a motion and a second for buying a new lawnmower from John Deere with, we're gonna let Kip make the decision on which one to buy.
Yeah.
Of those two.
Of
So
those
I,
two.
we've got to figure that.
He used to work there, he's the John Deere guy, he knows more about that stuff than the rest of us.
And like I said, it's.
Any
our
further
freight
discussion on that?
And the receiving is all back here.
Keith?
They're
Aye.
parked up here. and then
Aye.
they have to hand it all over back there. A few times.
File cabinets at City Hall.
So where are we doing the water main?
Are they file cabinets or storage cabinets?
Well, storage cabinets kind of, they, problem is we're running out of room in the office. And with all the projects that are coming up, there's binders for every one of them. And we have to keep all the records of it. So we were hoping to get another storage cabinet and put it in the back room with all the special assessments together.
Is there room in the back room?
Yes.
Really? Wow, I can't imagine how.
We'd make room, because we can't get them in the office anymore.
So do you guys have to keep a paper version?
Yes.
You do.
Well, I'm just wondering, you know, we can buy totes and put in there.
Right now,
I
we have.
mean, it's not like it's something that people go to check on every day. You know, I mean, I don't know.
I think it would take a lot of totes. I think it'd just be more convenient if it was, we were looking at one that's, would have 5 shelves in it, and we could put the binders in, from all the projects together, and that would be our,
And you probably want it to be fireproof, wouldn't you? Or are those things that are backed up already?
It's all on the
Probably.
computer at this point, and everything's on the server.
Oh, okay.
It's just the paper versions that we have to keep anyways. There's a big price difference from the fireproof to non-fireproof.
Oh, okay.
Do you have papers on them here, or?
No, I don't. The, let's see here.
Appreciate it.
The non-fireproof is $690, or about $600. The fireproof one is actually a little bit smaller, and that one you're looking at right around $3,300 or $3,000.
So the non-fire, I see it says here, you want it the next day, it costs $682, or you get it in 3 to 4 weeks for
Yes, we most have
$580. Well, I don't think anything else back there is fireproof.
there is a lot of bins and stuff way up high, but obviously I can't reach them, and
Yeah.
so.
So you need one cabinet, is that what you're thinking?
We were just looking for one, and see how it goes. We think we can get a lot in the one, help clean up the office and get things organized back there.
Well, I mean, it would make sense, I think we're gonna get one to get the $580 one.
Yeah.
If nothing else is fireproof back there. I mean, and the thing is, like, as far as projects go and plans and all that stuff, I mean, you can always get more plans.
And as long as it's all backed up.
It's all on the server.
Right, and if we gotta wait 3 weeks, to save $100, I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah.
So I'll move that we get one at $580.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
No?
Bye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Okay, new copier, scanner, printer, apparently that's the big one.
That's our big one that we use a lot. It's a color printer and copier. And we also scan on it, and that's the only way I have the option of scanning anything in the computer system. Right now, it won't let me duplex very often. It will start, but it constantly jams. I've had the copier guy come out a couple times already this year, and I mean, they say it's about 7 to 8 years old, and that's actually a long life for a copier. Apparently they don't last that long anymore these days.
Which is true.
So he was actually surprised we still had it, and we had it in good shape that we did. So we were looking at if we could possibly purchase a different copier.
Did you guys check at all into, I don't know what you call it, piecing or anything like that? Where once it goes, they just take it? Or?
Well, we could fix it. We just, I don't know how much.
No, I mean, like sometimes you talk to the copy companies
Mhm.
and they'll bring one out and it's still theirs, but you're just kind of.
So it's a lease.
Yeah, that'd be, yep, we do have that option. There's that,
$70 a month.
yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's with a maintenance plan?
There's also the monthly maintenance plan of $54 a month. We can
Oh.
trade ours in, and would give us a $250 service credit, if we trade our current copier in.
Copiers have always been expensive. It's been this way forever. I remember 20 years ago, copiers were expensive and the maintenance plans were expensive, and they break down a lot.
So which one are you recommending then? You're recommending the Lanier? Is that? the-
Yeah, we actually currently have a lanyard,
Okay.
and it was a really good product. I mean, and it works for the most part, but sometimes people come in and we try to make copies, and we can't make copies.
Okay. And then we would go with the maintenance program?
If that's what you guys wanted us to.
Now, so basically what we're looking at, just to clarify, you're looking at going with basically the same things that we have, is that right?
Kind of, yes, only a newer version. I
Right,
guess.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well, just
We're not making
clarify.
anything really any fancier, just kind of what we have.
And then that's the price for $3,600, right?
If we would purchase it outright, yes.
Right, and then whether we lease it or if we purchase it, you still have the monthly maintenance of like $54 a month
Yeah.
if we decide to go with that.
Yes.
Cause really, if we don't have a maintenance contract, it's, well, what would that be? It's $54 times, that'd be like, what, 600 and, 12 times four, $650 a year maintenance? And I know, I think it costs like $500 to get a guy up here to look at it.
Oh, yeah.
It's normally a couple $100 by the time you get done.
Yeah.
They replace the printer, ribbon, or printer?
It looks like the toner and all that stuff is
Toner.
included in the maintenance agreement,
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
according to the bottom
All
here.
parts, toner, labor, trip charges, supplies, that's a no-brainer then.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I move that we purchase the $3,597 linear with the maintenance agreement for $53.95.
I see it says programs are flexible, hopefully we get something better, but anyway, yeah. Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Any further discussion?
So,
Yeah, we have to have one, go ahead.
I just wanna make sure, so we're gonna purchase it outright, right?
I believe
Okay.
so.
I think
Just wanna make
so,
sure. Okay.
you know.
Because it looks like after 5 years, you're spending more than the purchase price
Oh, yeah.
and they still own it.
Well, yeah, well, after 5 years, it'd be 4,200
Yeah.
rather than, you know, say $600 and then, yeah.
Okay.
and then you should have- The thing is, once you trade, you know, they said they'd give us, what, $250 for our old one? So they're worth nothing anyway,
Yeah.
you know, but I would think if you have a maintenance agreement, then, I mean, if it absolutely takes a crap, then they fix it.
Yep.
You know? Okay, Keith?
Okay,
Aye.
Norm?
Aye.
Aye.
thank you guys.
You know, gotta have it, you know, I mean, that's,
I miss it when it doesn't work.
yeah. Lights on Highway 200A. Those are the ones out on the end of Main. I talked with Jamie yesterday, I think he said he got one working. You know, they're ancient. I was talking about, you know what, you know, there's 4 lights there now. Do we need 4? I don't know. I'm thinking we might be able to get by with 3. I wonder, you know, I was talking to him too, I wonder if we shouldn't go with the same lights that we have up on the highway.
Yeah.
You know, they're all the same,
Yeah.
you know. And I think he said he could get those for $630 a piece or something. I think that was the price that we agreed last month.
Yeah. I just, you know, like, for example, we have 4 out there now, and I think it'd be nice to keep 4, just because when you come into towns and things like that, and it's kind of dungy and
Mhm.
dark, it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's better to have your entrances lit up and people can see coming into town, and plus, you
Plus the
know, they'll
walking
see
trail.
kids and other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the walking trail's right there
Yeah.
too.
It's a highly deer traffic area too.
Right.
He did give us his very, very quick estimate. For, I believe this is installed, right, Sharon?
Yes.
$3,000. And this would be for 4 of them. But he was also talking about possibly, you know, running new wires and everything underground rather than overhead,
Oh.
like they were. He said it just makes a lot more sense. So I'm thinking that's included in here.
Okay.
I can't guarantee it, but I think it is. But he hasn't ordered, from what I understand, he hasn't ordered those ones for the end of May down here yet. So if he adds 4 more to it, he get them cheaper.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm gonna recommend that we, or make a motion that we get 4 more like the ones on the highway and have them installed there.
Yeah, those were nice.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
Aye.
Also, I was wondering, you know, since this wasn't a budgeted item, it's just my thinking, I wonder, you know, if to pay for this, I mean, granted, it's not a huge amount of money, but maybe we should put up a new sign out front and use that to pay for these, you know, and have the guys paint the sign and be good for another couple of years. You know, we always put in another budget for
Yeah.
another year.
I think we're probably pretty good with the budget though, 'cause we
Yeah.
always have overflow and things like that.
Just trying to save a little money when we can, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
We were gonna get estimates on the sign, correct?
Yes.
So we could see what those come in at and
Yeah.
then decide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good thought.
Yep.
So you'll get a hold of him on that then, Sharon?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you would, check to make sure that, if he was gonna run any wiring, if that included any of that or not, let me know, that would be great. It's not on here, but we have an estimate from Custom Manufacturing and Fabrication. This is for at the water treatment plant.
Oh, okay.
Where the membrane filters, keep you aware of this, but where it is there's these concrete pillars or whatever, or walls, maybe about a foot wide at that, maybe not even 8 inches wide, that the guys actually have to walk on to get to hook up these membranes when they pull them out to repair them or clean them or whatever. And, it's a fall hazard.
Yeah.
Very bad fall hazard. And what this is, this is a framework that they would be able to set in place, and it would be safety for them so they don't fall, when they're doing this work, And basically, your estimate here, he's got a total on the bottom, $10,000. Well, he's got 4 different things listed here. So I'm not really sure what he's doing here, but basically these prices are all different. It's not, the total is not $10,000. It will either be $2,800, $3,500, or $4,500.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the cost. It won't be $10,700. Water plant, high corrosion area, stainless steel.
That's 4,500?
It's 4,500. Hey,
Well, that's a no-brainer. We just need to.
absolutely. So I'm going to make a motion that we go with the custom manufacturing fabrication for the stainless steel catwalk.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Okay. Keith?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I don't know who was talking with him on that, but whoever, Sharon, just have him get a hold of him.
Okay, we will do that.
Pet ordinance, what time is it? Everybody want to sit through the pet ordinance reading?
Yeah.
Get her done.
All right. I'll volunteer since I wrote it. I'll be nice to Sharon.
Thank you very much.
You will be big. It's tiny little print in here. Okay, first reading of the new pet ordinance. I don't have the number offhand. Okay, an ordinance providing for the regulation and licensing of dogs and cats and providing penalties for the violation thereof.
Excuse me, Larry, sorry. I
What?
didn't mean to interrupt you. Do we need to fill out some of these fines before we read through it?
Aren't they in here?
Well, on A, before any license.
Oh, these aren't in
shall
here.
be-
We went through all this,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
they're not in here. Yeah, we need those in there.
No, we must have grabbed the wrong one.
Because otherwise we're,
Let me see if I've got a copy. Yeah, well, yeah, because remember when we went through all that? And, yeah, dang, I was hoping to get this out of the way.
There's so many in the folder.
Yeah, can you go get it real quick, or,
I'll see if I can find it.
yeah, that way we can get it done. So it's been going on for way too long. Yeah. Anything on your mind, or?
We are adding this new chemical to the water then, yet?
not yet.
Not yet,
We'll,
okay.
we'll,
That will be a public notice, I
Oh,
think if
yeah.
that's.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I was just wondering.
okay, yeah, I was just, I mean, if it's gonna be a big discussion, we wait for you to get back, but if it's
Yeah.
just a simple question,
Yeah.
we don't, that's not a big deal. So.
Anything else?
Nope.
Think about running for commission, or what?
Just learning.
Think about running for commission, or what?
I was gonna say, so are we.
We're looking for people, there's,
You just learn.
That's true.
there's 4 this time, so.
Yeah, there's all kinds of openings.
It's my town too.
Yep.
It would be nice to actually see a few people running, you know, so we actually a little bit of competition, you know. Yeah. Think about it. You have till what, April something to get your petition?
I'm copying too, but it's just get it done.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like, I'm at about an hour, 10 minutes of patience and then I'm ready to roll. Although this meeting's not smooth.
And I'll talk to Kathy too, that's good.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
can maybe have her come down.
Tell her I didn't know who she was.
No.
Who? Or even if she wrote something up that we could just read to everybody so we could understand it.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing once she gets home, she doesn't really want to drive back here.
Right. Unless we could have had it to that special meeting. At the end of the
I
month.
think we kind of tried not to, just
Okay.
because we like to.
Public.
Yeah. Can't find the one with the numbers. What is it? Dark out. Maybe we need some street lights out here. Oh, there is one right there.
Well, I walked and going through the coulee, that's dark.
Yeah, there needs to be something there. That's a
It's
little,
dark there.
that's a little spooky, isn't it? I know during riverboat days, you walk through there and it's like, you know, even when you're with a few people, it's like, geez.
They should have a flashlight, but they didn't.
You should almost have another.
Any luck?
No, I think we should just hold off until April and I'll have the numbers.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Damn.
Sorry. I grabbed it and I
Did
was
you get
like,
that in the
"Awesome."
minutes? No?
Yeah.
Lay it down.
I'll have the correct one for next
Yeah.
meeting. I
All right.
promise.
What else is on here?
I believe that was the last thing.
Yeah.
Actually, is there anything else on here? Okay, portfolios.
One thing that I'm gonna bring up is, and it's not really portfolio, and I've talked to Larry about it already, is I think in the next meeting or two, we might wanna start thinking about buying down, you know, the project and maybe using sales and use tax. Maybe use the next 2 years, which would come by the time they're due, 50–60%, whatever it might be, and it'd throw in about $400,000. But I mean, we don't wanna deal with it now because we have somebody gone. But it's just something to keep in mind, and I've already talked to Larry about it, and maybe we can work something out for the next meeting or the meeting after that. So, that's all I got.
Yeah, and ultimately, it's up to the
Yeah.
sales and use, or, you know, once that sales tax
Yeah.
committee, but, you know, I think they
Yeah.
would like to have their stuff brought down too,
Yeah.
so. Okay, well,
Nothing.
Dwayne?
On the memorial building, the Legion always uses that building for Memorial Day. I'd like to, starting in 2017, reserve the whole weekend,
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
so we have time to set up,
sure.
not 8 hours before the regular.
Okay.
Say Saturday, Sunday,
Right,
and Monday.
so it's, yep.
Okay.
We can,
Question, is there something scheduled that you can't do it this year, can't get it this year, or?
Yeah.
Oh, there is?
okay.
Yep. There's a graduation scheduled already.
Oh,
I see.
Yep.
yeah, no, I think that would be,
but,
I think that would make perfect sense to me, yeah, absolutely.
you know, we sat for like 300 people.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't wanna do it the night before.
I don't blame you, yeah, no, I agree, that's excellent, I don't
We
know.
have food downstairs and chairs upstairs, and
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
start in 2017 and
2017.
continue on for whenever I die.
So there is an expiration date.
I'm gonna make a motion that we,
Indefinitely.
we definitely reserve Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the Legion for their program and activities that go along with it.
I'll second.
Keith?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
Aye.
yeah, I think that just makes perfect sense. So we'll have to make sure that somehow we get that in the books, so.
Okay, we'll have to add it to the calendar.
Right.
somehow.
That's the long-term calendar,
Mhm.
so.
And
Hey.
actually, I think there's a function there where you can say yearly.
That's on the other calendar.
Oh, okay. At least on the Google calendar.
But it's not always on the same weekend, right?
No, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's,
That's a good point. Yeah.
that's the only hard part, yeah, we'd have to.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. But if anybody, you know, well, whatever, just have to
Well,
make
I
sure. we
think
know.
it's been reserved for about 3 years now, and that's why there's conflict this year,
Okay.
Okay,
so.
so yeah, beginning in 2017. Okay, very good. Anything else, Wayne?
No.
What did I have? Oh, quick question, are the meetings, are the videos of the meetings still on the Access channel? Because somebody asked me that and I said I didn't know. I didn't think they were.
I know some are.
On the Access channel, not on the website.
Oh, on Access.
They're on the
Oh.
website.
Yeah, are they on the Access channel yet?
No,
Oh, because somebody said, yeah, they couldn't find them on the Access channel.
Oh, yeah.
no, because we have to monitor them on the Access channel that way.
Oh, okay, I thought we were gonna do it at least a couple times a month or something.
Yeah, we can try, it's, not an easy process with the Access channel for that end of it.
Because once you put them on a computer, they're there.
Yeah, but basically the Access channel, you just put it on, you walk away till it's over, right, and then come back? Or,
Sometimes then, if the PowerPoint isn't on, all of a sudden you have updates coming on,
Yeah.
and then that comes on, and
Yeah.
it's, normally with that computer, once we finish it, we don't mess with it.
Because we used to do it at the school, and it is a pain.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
That's why the city's doing it now.
Okay.
Thank
okay.
you.
Also, the meeting videos on the city,
Okay,
when I clicked on it today, the latest one on the web page is December 2015. So I actually had to click on that and then scroll through the YouTube to find the meeting from
Okay.
February.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they should be, you should just be able to click on them on the home page, so. That's all I had.
okay.
Okay, bills. Oh, Sharon, I'm sorry. Do you
No,
have
but-
anything?
no, I don't, you guys did all my things I needed, so I'm good.
Bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills from the February monthly meeting.
Second.
I'll second that.
Waiting for her.
Yeah.
Kate.
Aye.
Go ahead.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Thank you, guys. Did I hit the camera? There you go.